Today we'll be focusing on what started Eminem's fanbase split in 2017 when Eminem in the Storm went at United States President Donald Trump to voice his distaste for the president. On the surface, the fact that Eminem went at Donald Trump shouldn't mean anyone should pick sides, as he was stating his opinion. But since Eminem drew the line in the sand, some felt Eminem made the choice for them. Today we'll be focusing on the bars in the freestyle based on popular request and discuss some of the implications. Welcome back, and if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe and turn on notifications. Also like the video and leave a comment to spread the word, as all these contribute to how YouTube ranks the video. And now we get right to it. I won't play every section and break it down, but expect to see the lyrics pop up as I explain. And at the end, I'd love to hear your answers to a question I'll ask. For starters, the freestyle titled The Storm is most likely a reference to a statement Trump made in October 2017, which was likely directed as a warning to North Korea's leader when Trump around military officials stated "calm before the storm," and the press described this as cryptic. The press has often described Trump as a master of distracting people from the main plot, and Eminem starts the verse in a similar way by playing on an idiom at the same time.
That's an awfully hot coffee pot. Should I drop it on Donald Trump? Probably not, but that's all I got till I come up with a solid.
The idiom Eminem is playing on here is wake up and smell the coffee, which means to become aware of the realities of a situation, however unpleasant. Eminem plays on this to make listeners aware that this is a serious issue. In the next bars, Eminem makes a reference to the Native American people and how they had to fight oppression, to symbolize how he intends to fight against a power so grand, but he's fighting regardless of the odds being stacked against him.
Got a plan and now I gotta hatch it like a damn Apache with a tomahawk.
Notice how hatchet in that bar is also a homophone for hatchet, which is a synonym for tomahawk, which is a light axe used as a tool or weapon by Native Americans. Apache also contributes to the Native American wordplay going on here, and for reference, the Apache were the last North American Indian people to be conquered by the European settlers. In the next bar, Slim Shady was about to reveal himself, but Eminem had to slow things down, since this had to be fit for daytime TV.
I'ma walk inside a mosque on Ramadan and say a prayer that every time talks, she gets a I'ma stop.
Trump had issues with Islam during his campaign, including the infamous ban for people from specific Muslim countries, and Eminem here implies he's against Trump on his stance against Muslims. The censored word is most likely Melania Trump, and if we follow the rhyme scheme, before Eminem stopped himself, he was about to say a rhyme that ended with the word cock. Eminem then plays on a bar that included the title for his next album. Eminem follows this up by stating how Trump could cause a nuclear war but end up protected since he's the president, which will leave the American people to suffer the consequences. Eminem suggests that the resources at his disposal will ensure he's not affected by any fighting he may cause, and also plays on the fact that Air Force One can be refueled in the air. As you can see here, Eminem has always described himself as stingy, especially to females, and in the song That's All She Wrote, Eminem even stated that trying to pull $5 from him is like trying to pull 5 molars. So Eminem agrees here that both figuratively and literally, him and Trump share the similarities of not giving a shit. Eminem also believes Trump doesn't have the confidence to respond to him, since balls here means the courage or nerve, which is also a synonym for nuts, and since nuts also means mad, and asylums are populated with people that are nuts, Eminem goes for a double meaning here, to state how Trump doesn't have the courage to respond, hence no nuts like an empty asylum. The next bars are quite interesting for a few reasons.
Racism's the only thing he's fantastic for, cause that's how he gets his rocks off and he's orange. Yeah, sick tan.
The Thing is a character from the Fantastic Four comics, and Eminem plays on this since the Thing can also be described as orange with a rocky exterior. This is also a play on the idiom, get one's rocks off, which means to obtain pleasure or satisfaction, and this is one of the most clever on the freestyle. I said this is interesting earlier because Charlemagne, in an attempt to downplay Eminem's freestyle, said Eminem is reaching by describing the thing as orange, just like how Trump is described, but Eminem had a comeback for him on 4 from Kamikaze, and even the hater had to admit that Eminem was slick with his response on 4. He finally got his wish for Eminem to mention him on a song, talk about the ultimate stand. The next bar is about one of Trump's campaign favorite slogan, "Drain the swamp."
Walking on eggshells, I came to stomp. That's why he keeps screaming, drain the swamp, because he's in quicksand.
To walk on eggshells means to be extremely cautious about one's words or actions to avoid hurting anyone, but Eminem is going all in here. Drain the swamp in the campaign meant to get rid of corruption in Washington, and Trump often referred to Hillary as crooked and corrupt. Eminem here is also implying that Trump is one with the corruption he claims to eradicate in the White House and is actually sinking into corruption continuously, but is being hypocritical. In the next bars, Eminem is talking about how the media focused on Trump's comments about NFL owners firing footballers that disrespect the flag, when more serious issues needed to be addressed, including the deadly shootings in Nevada and the hurricane that hit Puerto Rico. It also highlights Eminem's point that Trump is a master of distraction, but somehow the media kept falling for it. Eminem also doesn't miss the opportunity to talk about Trump's proposed tax plan at that time. Taxpayers in the United States pay for the presidential plane Air Force One, and estimates suggest that it costs up to $200,000 an hour to operate Air Force One, and at this time, Trump was regularly using Air Force One to visit golf courses. Eminem also plays on something he finds ironical in America.
Tiki torches in hand for the soldier that's blacking, comes home from Iraq and is still told to go back to Africa.
Eminem here is playing on the fact that some that support Trump in regards to how everyone should respect the American flag turn around to take a dump on their own message about respecting America when they criticize black soldiers who fight for the country when they disrespect them by stating go back to Africa. It is true that many black athletes make millions of dollars in America, and when they talk about oppression, they are criticized for speaking up since they make millions of dollars yet cry oppression, and Eminem also touches on this.
Now if you're a black athlete, you're a spoiled little brat for trying to use your platform or your stature to try to give those a voice who don't have one.
This is Eminem stating why they use their platform to speak for those who don't have a voice, and Eminem's point here is that they are not doing it for themselves, but for the greater good of the people and those that can't be heard on the mainstream level. I'd love to know what you guys think about this in the comment section. Eminem builds on his point about Trump not respecting America by calling out Trump for dissing the late John McCain, who was serving as a United States Senator at that time.
He says you're spitting in the face of vets who fought for us, you bastards! Unless you're a POW who's tortured and battered.
Trump had a feud with the senator and in 2015 stated that McCain was no war hero because he was captured during the Vietnam War for 5 years. Trump during his campaign had a cutthroat approach, and those that don't support him believe he did and said anything to appeal to the masses' fantasies to win the election.
Cause like him in politics, I'm using all of his tricks. Cause I'm throwing that piece of shit against the wall till it sticks.
Eminem here states he's willing to do the same as he goes against Trump and plays on the idiom throw everything at the wall to see if it sticks, which means to persistently say bad things about someone until people begin to believe your accusations, even if they may not be true. Eminem here could also be referring to Trump as the piece of shit he will keep throwing against the wall. Eminem then drops the bomb on fans who may be indecisive about who to stand with by stating this.
You're split on who you should stand beside. I'll do it for you with this. You.
On The Ringer on Kamikaze, Eminem talks about if he could go back to reword his lyrics, and Eminem may have been talking about this point of the freestyle. Eminem states on The Ringer that he would have chosen the route of empathy instead when addressing fans that Trump deceived, and this is another point I'd love to hear your opinions about. Iconic rappers and hip-hop icons took to Twitter to praise Eminem for the freestyle, including Snoop Dogg, Diddy, and J. Cole. J. Cole even tweeted at Eminem thanking the rap god for speaking out. LeBron James, who's also a huge fan of Eminem, also commended Eminem's effort and tweeted about how the Fantastic Four reference was fire, But as usual, the NPC Charlemagne tried to shit on Eminem's effort and downplay the message. Now it's time for the question. Are there any Trump supporters here, and do you still support Eminem? For me, regardless of Eminem's political views, politics wasn't the reason I started to listen to Eminem, so it doesn't bother me. Regardless of his political stand, I'll remain a fan, but I'd love to know what you guys think. Think about it this way. If the opposite happened, and Eminem came out to support Donald Trump, will you stop listening to Eminem because he now supports Trump? Tell us in the comment section below, and if you'd like to support the channel, donate to our PayPal at the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this.